Okay, class, hope you're well. Saturday afternoon, almost into the evening. We are going to go through questions 11, 12, and 13. Question 11, Carmen Camry operates a consulting firm called Help Today, which began operations on December 1st. On December 31st, the company's records show the following selected accounts and amounts for the month of December. Use the above information to prepare a December income statement for those businesses, or for the business. So the first thing we want to do is we want to select the drop down and we want to put for the month ended. So income statement is always for the month ended. Our next drop down box here asks us if this is the assets, liabilities, equity, or revenue, and then also expenses. So we start with revenue, and then this one we will finish with expenses. Down here we finish, we're going to scroll down here, and it's going to be either net income or net loss. So we're going to assume it's going to be a net income. However, after we input this, we will then find whether we are accurate or not. So I don't know why that left us. We'll go back to revenue. We come up here and look at what the revenue is going to be, and we have consulting revenue here. So we can double tap this and scroll down till we get to consulting revenue. Input the number. We have $26,960 for consulting revenue. So it self-populates for us on total revenue, which is very nice. Now we're going to look at expenses. We have rent expense here. So again, we'll scroll down until we get to the R's. And we put rent expense. Then we click down for our next expense, which is salaries expense, and then telephone expense. So we'll come down here and we'll put salaries expense, and then here we'll put telephone expense. Telephone expense is here, and then lastly we have a miscellaneous expense. Miscellaneous expenses here. Let's add in the numbers. So for rent we have 9,500. For salaries we have 5,560. Telephone expense we have 820. Miscellaneous expense we have 470. And so our total expenses are 16,350. So we get our trusty calculator out and we take 26,960 revenues minus 16,350. So our total should come out to be 10,601. Let's check our work. And that is correct. So now we have all that. We will use our net income for our next question. And so we will go to next. And now we were on use the following information for the balance sheet. So we're going to look at the balance sheet. No, I think we skipped a question, didn't we? There we go, 12, sorry. Okay, sorry, retained earnings sheet. So here we have the retained earnings. Here we're going to do our net income from the last statement that we had. And then right here, we will do a less the dividends, and we will get that from up here. Dividends was 5,950. Our net income from memory was 10,600. 10,610. And then we have this one here would be our retained earnings as of December 31st. We can't forget this drop down also. and this is for the month ended December 31st. So we have our, we're adding our net income, we're minusing or subtracting our dividends, and we should have a retained earnings of 4,660. Once again, let's check our work. And all those numbers are correct. So now we can move on. We hit next, and now we are at the balance sheet. So now we have a few more things to enter. The first drop down here, we will do as of the specific date of December 31st. Our main topics are our assets here, our liabilities here, our equity here, and here we have our total liabilities and equity. So now we can start importing the information. We can see from over here on the left-hand side is where we'll start with our assets. We will start with some cash, followed by some accounts receivable, followed by some office supplies, followed by some office equipment, and last we will include land in all this. And those are all the assets listed up there, so let's put some figures in for that. So for the cash we have 25,310. For the accounts receivable we have 22,320. Office supplies we have 5,200. Office equipment 19,960. And our land we have 43,970. So we have a total of 116,760 for assets. And we come over to the liabilities, and it looks as if all we have for liabilities is accounts payable. So we come down to our drop down, accounts payable at the top, we put that figure in, that's 10,700. And we look to equity, and we have our retained earnings, and we have our common stock. And our retained earnings was 4,180, and our common stock is 101,400. And we are not right here, so something I've done is wrong. 10,070 for accounts payable. So I'm just going to double check my work here and go to previous. I don't know if that'll... So in this case, guys, we can, I'm pretty sure it's wrong, but we'll check my work here. And so we've got that wrong. So I'll go to return to the question. So we need to change this to 4660 and then check our work. And if we check our work here, that is correct. So now we know that we have everything correct on this. So now we know that's good. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a good weekend.